So they made the finals of the Kingpin Classic. Kingpin, a motion picture, hilarious. A lot of bowling, and I'll tell you more about it later. Right now, here's Butch, our usual scorekeeper. Butch is on a roll, as we indicated 2 weeks ago, winning the national championship.
Chris, he has just bowled as well as he ever has in all the years he's been out here. He's 47 years old now, and he just seems sharper than ever, going for his second title of the year. Changes balls for the cross lane 10-pin shot.
Nice ball. So it's a spare for Butch Soper. And now look at the cover boy, PBA Hall of Famer, bowling out of Atlanta now. Former Army champion. He has 16 PBA titles, 5'10", 170, 37-year-old dad named Brian Voss.
Now you see why Brian Voss is such a great player. In 1985, if you look at his style, he'll come to the top of his swing. And I'll show you what he used to do. At this point, the top of his swing used to go this way. Now he lets the swing come straight across his line, and watch at the point of release how he keeps the hand directly behind the ball and doesn't go over the top. That's allowed him to have more accuracy, more speed control, and he's cut down his hook and among the top players in the world. Here he goes for a double.
Inspired by a fax sent by Andrea, his wife, of the two boys' drawing of their #1 dad. He has reached the #4 spot and bowling here in the first match against Butch Soper. Our scout is at work.
You're right, Chris. 3-pound, 6-ounce pins. And in this warm weather, they have a tendency to bounce around even more. Not a lot of humidity here in Wichita. Temperatures pushing 100 degrees. And it truly affects the pin carry. They bounce around a lot more in the warmer weather.
This is Butch's 28th television appearance. He's 47. Tom Baker, whom you'll see a little bit later, is 41. Crucial double for Butch Soper here in our very first match from Wichita, Kansas. North Rock Lanes, 48 of them. The overall architecture of this building, one of my favorites. If I could have one in Indiana, I'd have to move this one out there.
Well, Chris, I think they could get you one in Indiana. You've got enough bucks. But
you could loan me some.
Yeah, this is a nice bowling center, well maintained, and the players love it.
Brian Voss stays perfect to refrain.
Well, the last match we did here, Chris, was David Ozio against Mike Albee, 1993 in the summer. Temperature about the same, and that final score was 300 Albee, 279 Ozio. Our two right-handers have started off very similarly, with Butch spare, with a spare and a double, and Brian Voss with 3 in a row.
Naked 4 for Brian Voss going against Butch Soper. Our first match of the Kingpin Classic. Downtown Wichita is the site of this memorial to the fallen war vet. 1996 is in Wichita, Kansas. We haven't been here since 1993. We first did a professional bowler stop in 1989, the year after the North Rock Lanes facility was constructed. All right, both Butch and Brian are wired for sound in case they make any comments. Thus far, dead serious. A spare and 3 strikes for Butch, 4 in a row for Brian. demonstration of tremendous professional skill.
You're right, Chris. Both these players, veteran players, a lot of ability, a lot of confidence. And the key thing here is the championship pair, as I watched it all day Thursday and all day Friday, is very scoreable early. In other words, the lanes, when they're set up at the early part, like now, are very scoreable. As they get later on in the day, they actually favor the left-hander. And we have two in the top 3 spots.
5 in a row. Brian, like all 5, are wearing a white patch on their right bicep. You can see it. And it says Kingpin Classic, opening July. Boy, you got it. That's the name of our show today, the Kingpin Classic, a Farrelly Brothers movie starring Woody Harrelson, Randy Quaid, Vanessa Angel, Bill Murray, and Lynn. He has reached the halfway point. Kingpin's motion picture will present a $100,000 check if Brian can get 6 more.
Both these players have coaches. Butch Soper uses Billy Yinger out here on the tour, and Brian Voss has worked under the tutelage of Bill Taylor, one of the gurus of bowling for the last couple of years.
But Soper's still striking.
So Butch, he has 5, Brian has 6. Butch started with a spare if he just joined us. The winner will meet Ricky Ward of Florida.
I see the angle that Butch is shooting. He's almost straight up the approach. You can see his nice little staccato type approach. He's going to be stroking that ball right between the 2nd and 3rd arrows. So you're not going to see much hook at all from Butch. He'll be straight up here. Now later on we're going to see Brian Voss with a much different angle.
Look at that. Just incredible. And a string of strikes here. They've had 12 already by 2 men. All even, but that can change now if Brian can strike in the 7th, Nelson.
Well, the thing that his coach Bill Taylor works on is keeping his momentum and using his physical strength. That's his main weapon. He's very strong in the upper body. Use that, but don't squeeze the ball.
7 in a row.
Now Brian is 5 away from 100,000 that North Rock Lanes will present. It is warm everywhere.
Oh. And it's wide open.
Hey, Chris Schenkel, history repeats itself. David Ozio started the exact same way as you see Brian Voss, very disappointed in his match against Albee, left the swishing 7 on lane 31 in the 8th frame. He finished with 279.
Okay. A spare in the 8th frame and a 9-pin lead by Voss. We'll be back after this. Okay. Back again at North Rock Lanes in Wichita, the home of General Aviation. Having bought a beautiful airplane here one time in my career. I'm Butch Soper, 8th frame. All right, and Bo Burton bought one in Wichita. Nelson?
Thank you, Chris Schenkel. It was a Beechcraft also, and with me is Ricky Ward. Ricky, your number 3 position. Did you expect the righties to just be killing them like this, you being a lefty?
Well, I'll tell you, Bo, I got some great equipment. It's just up to me to bring it home when I get out there. Just gotta let the ball do the work.
Are they as sweet on the left as they are on the right?
It's pretty fair out there, so it's just a matter of making good shots and staying focused.
This man knows how to throw strikes. He'll be up next, Chris.
To take an 11-pin lead. Okay, Butch has brought it back. tomorrow, ABC Sports gears up for sun, sand, and speed. First, at 3 Eastern, the women of Pro Beach Volleyball meet at the Avion U.S. Open. Then, defending champion Al Unser Jr. and IndyCar's Best test their limits on the road course in Portland at the Budweiser 200. It's all tomorrow here on ABC Sports.
Hey, and don't forget my buddy Adrian Fernandez in the Quaker State car.
There in the 8th frame, Brian Voss has done nothing but throw beautiful strikes. The foundation, the big one.
Well, both players have hit the pocket every single shot. Soper starting with a 10-pin in the first frame has strung together 8 consecutive strikes. If Voss takes it off the sheet here in the 10th, he'll have 279. That would force Soper to strike somewhere. That would allow Soper to get at least 9 spare strike for a tie, and he would have to strike to win. It's all up to Voss right now.
Oh,
and
my.
then
Well, that just actually hands the match to Butch Soper. And I'd have to say Soper was somewhat of an underdog in this match, Chris. As you see right now, Voss trying to get over here in the 2 and drive it into the 10. But it'll be inconsequential whether he makes this or not. Soper has basically got the match locked up. All he would need was a mark.
Oh, let's replay that one.
Split conversion rate on the Pro Tour 1 out of 10, and he makes that 1. And what that does is keeps the pressure on Soper. Soper must now mark in the 10th frame to win the match. He doesn't need a strike, just a mark.
One of the great champions of the professional bowling world. Brian Voss, 16 titles. He's just done everything that's been asked of him, and he is up against a young buzzsaw, older buzzsaw named Soper.
Butch, with that 8 count by Voss, only needs 9 on the first ball to guarantee a tie. Anything better, spare or strike, and he wins and go on to meet the lefty, Ricky Ward. Here we go.
That
shows it up. A 257 for Brian Voss. Just a beautiful game by Brian, who, along with Andrea, is off to Alaska with the 2 boys. And this is all over.
That's where he kind of learned to bowl, up in the Anchorage area. He's bowled a great game, and he got 257. Not enough.
That is $8,000 check will help along the way, Bo.
Last week we had some films out in circa 1970s, and we had Butch Soper in one of those films. He was throwing that little, what we call pioneer shot. It's an early settler right into the pocket, and he played that shot right there as he pulled the ball left of his target, settled right in the pocket, and with one more strike, he'll have 290.
And that was a great game by Butch. NBB. But like the
ABC Sports presentation of professional